watch where you going.
Watch where you're going.
You almost knocked my do-rag over my head.
My scarf off. Why you even wear it? You don't even know why you wear that. What is the origin of this anyway?
I do know why I wear it.
Why you wear it then?
The do-rag's origin dates back to the 19th century when poor black laborers and slaves used do-rags to hold their hair in place. Historically, the do-rag was used as a marker for fair-skinned slaves. According to Professor Batchelor, when slave masters would send their fair-skinned slaves into town to purchase items for the house, they would need to put on a headscarf to cover up their good hair, so as not to be mistaken for a white person. By the time the Harlem Renaissance rolled around in the 1920s, the do-rag was used to hold chemically processed hairdos in place while sleeping. Originally, they were most commonly made from women's stockings. These were called stocking caps, not do-rags. Now many are made from polyester. They usually have long ties on either side that are wrapped around the head to secure its placement.
See, I do know. Now you tell me a little bit of origin about this thing right here.
Well, the origin of this is... The word satin actually comes from zaytun, the Arabic name for the Chinese port Kwanzaa, where the first weave originated over 2,000 years ago. At the time, the cultivation of silk was widespread, so even peasant women used silk to master the craft of satin weaving. However, China's closely guarded satin secret eventually spread across Asia and further west. In the 12th century, Italy became the first Western country to produce satin, and by the 14th century, it became available all throughout Europe. However, using silk made the fabric costly, so it was reserved for the established, the church, and the upper classes. Historically, satin was a desired fabric for upholstery, with Louis XIV using it to cover his ornate furniture in the Palace of Versailles. It was not commonly used for dressmaking until the 1800s, but soon became sought after for a luxury, one-time only evening gown amongst women of the upper and working classes. The 19th century also saw satin adorn the nude bodies of fashionable Persian women in the form of sexy lingerie. Fast forwarding to the 21st century, satin is a widely available fabric that's mainly used for keeping up high-end hairstyles in place. They are said to promote hair growth and are even used as a fashionable accessory. Satin scarves are sold in any local beauty store or stores that sell beauty products.
Alright, you may know a little something about the scarf, but can you tell me where it's manufactured? Can you tell me like where it's actually from and what are some costs and benefits of the actual item?
Well, first and foremost, satin is not a raw material. Satin is a type of weave created by floating several warp yarns across the weft before going under one weft thread and beginning the cycle again. Having less amount of interlaces leads to the smooth, lustrous surface we all know and love. Satin weave is a more complicated weave as the arrangement of warp and weft threads are staggered due to the step member. Unlike the twill weave, where the weft intersections move to the next parallel warp on the following row, satin weave structures move the weft intersection across at least one warp thread before beginning the cycle again. This process is performed by Chinese child labor workers. Their machines aren't the best and their areas are very polluted. They're paying wages less than minimum wage and they do not have access to all the materials that those in the upper class have access to.
Hey, okay. You know a little something about the little scarf is manufactured. What's up? Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Do-rags were initially made from polyester that has been manufactured from factories in China. As of late, consumers can buy do-rags that are made out of cotton and silk as well. Once the polyester, cotton, and silk are ready to go, it is sewn together by child workers in Guangzhou before it is shipped to the United States for purchase. The biggest supplier of do-rags in the United States is the company Mr. Do-Rag, which has an endorsement deal to Walmart and Amazon. The obvious cause is the excessive use of labor and human rights violations, especially children. Child workers in Guangzhou endure the most. The obvious benefit is that consumers like me get to buy do-rags for cheap prices that range from $1 to $2, while the silk and cotton do-rag prices range from $15 to $20.
So today I feel like we both learned a little something about each other's hair tie, you know. I feel like I learned a lot about your hair scarf and Alright, but what do you actually think about the entire process? Like, how does the entire process make you feel?
It's amazing to see how something created by people who are less fortunate can be valued by so many people. It's great to be able to buy it at such a low price nowadays, especially because at first the process of making it was supposed to stay a secret. It's disturbing, however, to know that the people creating such a great fabric are victims of child labor, they get paid less than minimum wage, and are working in polluted areas.
That was really like a really strong and good point. But this is how I actually feel about the process.
Honestly, I believe that do-rags are vital in our culture. The do-rag has a place in African American history, international globalization, and American pop culture. However, I would feel guilty if I did not say that it is an example of American capitalism. The fact that children who may not know what a do-rag is have to shed blood, sweat, and tears just so I can wear it doesn't rub me the right way. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that I'm able to afford a do-rag, but not at the expense of others. Do-rags started off as something historical. It's an item that has significant meaning to us, to my culture. But now it's just reduced to a fashion statement. It's just a way for industries to capitalize off our unique culture. I'm happy that an item I wear every day is a part of globalization. I'm happy that I can wear a do-rag every day. But I am shameful. I'm shameful that I never thought about how the entire process may affect certain people. And I'm truly sorry for it.